Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man. As always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to entitle this. It might be something along the lines of Grown Ass Men Compilation. So it's basically a couple of stories that I'm going to put together for you that I've never done it together. I've shared these stories off and on in other videos, but I never put them all together, and I thought it would be pretty interesting to do that. I'm going to start off with my second favorite, and the next one is going to be my favorite. Then there might be a third one. But I had somebody contact me on my Facebook channel. They said, I want to learn this song. Could you teach me? I'm like, sure, but I have a tabbing fee. And his response was, entrepreneur, LOL. And I said, ain't that a bitch? You came to me begging. So I'm supposed to do this for you for free? I don't know you, don't like you. It's just amazing, some of these grown-ass men's mentality. And it's all about upbringing. I mean, that's the root there. My mother and father taught me, don't go out there begging. Pay people for their service. And if you don't want to pay them, don't go begging. And that stuck with me. My closest friends, if for any reason, if I ever need them, I pay them. No, dude, here. Because that's what a grown-ass man does. He pays another man for his service. He don't go around begging like he a kid. Because when you make that transition from boy to man, things change. You can no longer do some of the things that you could do and get away with when you're a kid, because you were a kid. And everybody like, well, he a kid. No big deal. But when you're a grown-ass man and you still out there, would you do this for me? It's just ridiculous. But there's some people that they weren't taught that. And that's it. They just never was taught that. But at some point in time, you would think you would make that adjustment. Nobody taught you, but you start to observe the words like, okay, I can't do that no more. Or I should be doing this. But instead, you 30, 40 years old, still begging like a kid, That's one of my pet peeves, The second story, and this is my favorite one. Manic. I'm not quite sure if I'm pronouncing his name right. Love his channel. I've learned a lot from this guy, And I was honored when he contacted me because we would interact with each other. I'm like, hey, man, thanks for, teaching me that. Cool. And he had to stay on his channel. And it's kind of obvious, but there's some people don't get it. He's an older white gentleman from the South, and he plays a lot of 60s stuff, his era. And so you're not going to catch him playing Rick James or Confunction or Barry White stuff. Look at his format, and Massey is different because at any given day I could play something totally unexpected. I go from Snoop Dogg to Johnny Cash, but it's obvious his format. And he said people were sending him comments, could you do some Prince or some Rick James? He's like, I don't know that kind of stuff. And he said, and I quote, I do what's near and dear to my heart. I do not do requests. So somebody asked him to do Luther Vandross, If This World Were Mine. Again, that's not his format. So he asked me, could I do it? I'm like, absolutely. I was honored that he asked me, and I did. I did a good job, So this guy, because at that point, it got to the point you couldn't contact Maddock anymore. Because like I said, when we had that inbox in YouTube, which went away, you can't inbox people. You got to just put whatever you want to put on their comment line so everybody can see it. And there are some things you want to interact with other subscribers or channel holders that you don't want everybody else to see. So YouTube took it away, So at that point, you couldn't contact him no more. Because all his comments were always disabled, so you couldn't even leave a comment. I was able to communicate with him again through inbox. So when the inbox went away, couldn't contact him no more. So this other guy said, he contacted me on my Facebook page. I'm trying to reach Manic, but I can't reach Manic. I'm like, yeah, you can't reach him no more. You can't reach him. Nobody, even the people that he was interacting with. So he said, I was wondering if you could do this song for me. And he told me the name of the song. I'm like, no, it's not hard to do. I mean, I can do it. So I said, I'm going to have to, charge you a tapping service fee, because again, I guess, people don't think my channel is growing, and you think you're the only one to have this idea that I'm gonna contact Morris Man and ask him could he do this. You and 200 other people. You know, it's like, come on, man. You're not the only one on the face of the planet, but there's some people that think it's just about them. So he asked me, could I do it? I said, yeah, but I'll have to charge you a fee, because again, it wouldn't be fair to the people that do pay and get it. You know, you special, so I'm gonna set 2 hours aside for you and only you, and everybody else got to pay. How realistic is that? So then I told him, I said, yeah, I'm gonna have to charge you a tab fee. And his response was, oh, that's okay, I could do it myself. So why didn't you do that in the first place? Why didn't you beg that other man, or trying to find that man to beg and then begging me? Grown ass man. I'm like, come on, man. You know, I don't have all day to do free shit for nobody, you know? But there's some people that just think it's about them. You know, that's one of the worst people on the planet to me, the self-entitled people the people that think they so fucking special. You ain't special, you just like everybody else, you know? I mean, you do have certain abilities that most don't or others don't, but we're all human, okay? You're just like everybody else, you know? So you need to get in line and pay like everybody else. So I just thought that was just kind of ridiculous. And that was the worst one. And after, you know, he told me that, of course, done with that guy. And I posted a video about that. And he seen the video. And it wasn't nothing disrespectful, just telling the truth. You know, some people need to hear the truth, okay? Still a sugar-coated, always baby-fan, grown-ass men. You know, so I said, you can always tell how serious people are when they're willing to invest in themselves. You know, because that's an investment in you. It ain't that you giving Morris Man $15. That's a $15 towards your investment in you to get better. That's what that's about. It ain't about, I'm going to show up and just give somebody some money. It ain't about that. And there's some people that don't get it. You know, so I posted the video, and then, you know, I said, you know, the statement I just made, and he responded, I don't agree with how you assess people's seriousness. I'm sure you don't, because you the guy that's begging and want shit for free. It's like, come on, man. You still don't get it, you know? So that was my favorite one, because I'm like, man, really? I don't know you, don't even like you, and I'm supposed to do this shit for free? I'm supposed to set aside an hour to 2 hours. Sometimes it might take 3 hours from start to finish just for you. You know, you think I got 3 hours out of my day to give you for free? When there's 200 people else that want a free 3 hours too, there ain't enough hours in the day to pull this off, you know? But there's some people don't get that, you know? So that was my favorite one, because I was like, man, come on, man, really? How old are you? And I think this guy was older than me, and still clowning like this. Still never got it, you know? And then another one. This guy contacted me. And this had to have been 7 years after the last contact we had. At least 7. Because in my other video I said 5, and I thought about it, like, that's about 7 or 8 years. And he contacted me, I like what you do. And, you know, I was trying to learn this from this other dude. And the other dude didn't want to be bothered. You know, so he said, I thought I'd come to you and support you. And let me make a statement here. $15 do not support Morris Man, okay? $15 is me doing this for literally free for you. So let's get that straight, you know, because he honestly thought that I was going to buy that. Or you ain't helping me. Helping me is my standard fee for going into the studio. It's $150 an hour. That's helping me. That's what I get paid to do what I do. So I need to, you know, sometimes make that clear to people because they don't have a clue. So let me fill you in, you know, just that simple. And one might say, well, if you're getting paid like that, why are you here? To help you guys for free. That's why. It ain't shit about me trying to come here and make money, because I don't make shit here. You know, I do this out of love, and my band members and even my family members say, dude, stop this. Come over here and help us make more money. Fuck these people, because most of them don't appreciate what you do. And most don't. But I'm here for the people that do, because there are some people that do. You know, the Mr. Smith, the Disco Dans, Andre Cotton, the Tony Holman, the Michael McDaniels. I hope I got your last name spelled right. The list goes on. That's why I'm here, to help those guys, because they get it. You know, you're supposed to pass on the knowledge and not be selfish with it. And that's what I'm doing. You know, because like I said, I don't get paid really nothing here, or really get paid nothing here. Every now and then I sell a bundle of tools or sell a musical equipment, but this is not my bread and butter. This is not my source of income. You know, it's just that I like helping. You know, as long as I can remember, I like helping. You know, I do. I mean, truly, honestly, I do. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't be doing this. You know, I really wouldn't be doing this. And they really kind of get on me sometimes to say, you know, come on, man. You know, come over here and generate money. And I do my best to help them because it varies from person to person, your financial situation. You know, I guess, I had the foresight to do some things when I was younger to build towards my future. When I got older and it's paying off because I had the foresight, let me do this shit now and build this house now. So when I get to this stage, the house is built. I ain't got nothing else to do. And I'm still struggling at 50 some years old because I got a neighbor, and this is an example of how everybody's situation is different. He's an older gentleman. He's in very poor health. He can barely walk. He still get up and go to work every day because he has to. You know, and it's unfortunate because at this stage you say, man, my body's breaking down. I can't do what I did in my 20s, so it's time to retire and enjoy the rest of my life. And still, the rest of your life is still spent working. You know, and again, it varies from person to person. You know, it's not his fault. I'm sure it isn't. Some things probably took place in his life when he was younger that he was not able to start building his quote unquote house then. So when he got older, and the house is just a metaphor, of course, it's not a physical house, but just setting up things that make you comfortable when you get older. You know, and let me just say this right quick and get back on this. We were all taught that. My family, my mother kids, my father, you know, my parents' kids. One of my sisters was able to retire like at 45, you know, and never look back. You know, not struggling for money. She's financially set for the rest of her life till she leave here. And I was trying to do the same thing, but I didn't do it on the scale that she did it. But I'm like, I'm good. You know, I'm retired and I still can walk, you know, and enjoy life, what little life I might have. You know, but anyway, so the guy asked me, he said, it's like I said, 7, 8, 9 years earlier. He's like, yeah, it's been a long time since I you know, interact with you. And the other guy didn't do it. You know, you trying to put money in my pocket. And he asked me, is your rates the same as they used to be? I think it was $10 then. No, dude, it's $20. It's then doubled. And here's why it doubled. There's like a chain. You know, and I'm going to give this example. I install mufflers for a living. This is my price. And then when somebody in that chain raise their price, you're forced to raise your price. Meaning that the guy that sells you the mufflers or make them, maybe the guy that makes them, then the guys that sells them, then the guy that sells it to the guy that installs them. Anybody in that chain, when they raise their prices, you're forced to raise your price. Why? Because now you're making less. You know, you're selling your service for this amount of money, but when the guy in the chain ahead of you raises the price, you're forced to raise yours to just make the same money, not to make more. You know, so it's self-explanatory and obvious that the service that I was providing 8 years ago does not cost the same. You know, and the reason mine don't cost the same because of my time. I don't have that kind of time I had 8 years ago. You know, I got to squeeze you in between me making my, you know, my professional salary, $150 an hour. You know, so of course that's going to take priority over $15 because the $15 is literally just giving you this for free. Because I mean, what I do here as far as the tab service, I could charge 3 times as much. And if you don't believe me, go to somebody else that's a professional and ask them to do this song for you. You think they're going to do it for $15? You know, they're going to laugh in your face. You know, they're going to at least want $75 to tab your stuff, to tab it out. That's the standard price for professionals. I remember my brother-in-law, who's a professional, and he played on Soul Train, you know, so that's the caliber player that he is. And his band member, who was a far better musician than all of us, was doing tabulation back then in the late 70s. He was charging $40 then in the 70s for this. And here it is, 2021, $15 for you guys. So trust me, I'm doing this for free. So see, now I'm trying to lose my train of thought. So I told him, I said, no, dude, it's not $7 no more. I mean, $10, it's $20. So he agreed reluctantly to pay me, because I'm like, either you accept that or you go somewhere else and pay more. So then I make this mistake. And I've made my adjustments since then, because you live and you learn. He gave me the song that he wanted. And then after giving me the song, I kind of jumped the gun. I'm like, let me knock this out right now, because I got some other projects down the line. So I had already did it before he paid me. And normally you pay me before I get going. So I had already did the song, because I'm like, again, I got some big projects down there, so let me get this out the way now. So I emailed him and said, your song is ready, which means it's time to pay me so you can get your song. Never responded no more. Because I guess he thought about he didn't want to pay 20. Fine. But just would have been a courtesy just to let me know, well, it's just not in my budget more, man. I understand that, because that's not most likely a top priority for you. But I guess once he realized he's not getting $10, because I don't have 2 hours to give him for $10, I'm not 16 no more. I'm not 30. I'm not 40, So I learned my lesson. I'm like, and that was my, protocol anyway. Pay me and then I'll send it to you. But again, I'm like, I'll just go ahead and get this out the way now, because I got bigger stuff coming down the line. And that was a mistake, and moving forward, I'm like, until I get paid, that's when I start working. Because there's people like that mess it up for everybody else. And it's unfortunate that there's always that kind of situation where other people mess it up for everybody else. That's just like, I ain't gonna get into that. That's a whole nother topic. Am I? No, I'm not. No. So I'm gonna sign off now, but I just thought I would post this, because I thought this would be amusing to you. And then maybe a life lesson for some of you other people that's grown-ass men sitting on their ass and expecting people to do shit for free. Gotta call y'all buddy, because it ain't fair to the people that do these services for you that they don't get nothing or they get stepped. It's just real simple. You pay another man for his services. Like you guys that want to sit on YouTube and just think you're going to watch professional players' fingers and become a guitar player. Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Go pay somebody for lessons. That's how it works. You pay people for their service. Till I ain't going to do this. I'm going to take shortcuts and I'm going to do it for free. And it's going to sound like you did it for free. Trust me. I've been in many bands that I've been involved with guys in the group that couldn't play. I mean, they just dabbling. Don't know what they doing. And I'm not trying to expect everybody to be 100%, but I'm like, if you're going to be in the band, you're expected to do what you're supposed to do. If you're a singer, you're supposed to sing and sing well. If you're a guitar player, you're supposed to at least be able to do what you do. Now, you might not be a virtuoso, but we're expecting you to do what you're supposed to do. If you're a drummer, you're supposed to be able to drum. And I'm going to give you this example of drumming. I was in a corporate band. Actually, several of them. There was this one particular one. We had a guy play drums. And he was okay. I mean, we weren't expecting everybody to be a professional. Because me and maybe one other guy in the band was quote-unquote professionals. And the other guys were just avid players. And again, it's not a big deal. And the drummer is the most important part in the band. I'm going to tell you why. He's a timekeeper. And then there's another thing that he's responsible for that most people don't talk about. He's the guy that guides you through the structure of song. Meaning that when you're in the verse and then you're about to go into the chorus, he's the guy to initiate to let you know. Boom, 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 bang! He's letting you know you're going into the next part of the song. This guy here just played like a robot straight through with no crescendos, no indication. That's it. It's like, dude, where's the indication? The crescendos, the tom-tom rolls. He didn't know the song, He has to know the structure of the song, because we depend on him. That indicator adds flavor to the song too for the listeners instead of just straight through. Because the majority of the R&B songs now, they're just straight through. You know, you don't know when you go into whatever until you just listen to the lyrics. It's like, okay, I guess this is supposed to be the hook that she's singing that. Instead of there was something to indicate the change and the transition from verse to chorus, or chorus to verse to bridge to or breakdown. You know, you got to know that stuff. And again, I'm not talking about just somebody just relaxing after work playing drums with their buddies around the neighborhood that play a little bit. I'm talking about band members, guys that work and do this for a living, or at least entertain people from time to time. You got to know that stuff. And you don't know what you don't know. That's why you go get lessons so they can teach you. And I'm going to end it with that, guys. Until next time, take care and thanks for watching.